Peter Aleström and I have been working to introduce the principles of active learning into our teaching, and in this process we've created a lot of digital resources, and today I'll present some of our experiences with organising these resources into a teaching app. There's active learning when the students are engaged in their own learning. They take responsibility, they do the learning themselves. And this often comes down to a variety of methods that get the students to do something. A traditional way to get the students to do something is in a laboratory course. In the cell biology course for first year veterinary students at the Norwegian University of Life Sciences, there are a series of 15 laboratory courses that the 70 students participate in. And the teaching goal is, of course, to have the students well prepared so they perform the tasks in the laboratory session and achieve the learning outcomes from these laboratory courses. The problem is that students are students and that they can be unprepared, and they can require a lot of support and guidance to come through the tasks of the session. And this effort can take focus away from the learning outcomes of the course. Our goal was to use active learning approaches to increase student engagement in the laboratory courses. Of the 15 laboratory sessions in the cell biology course, we took 3 of these sessions and combined them into a connected laboratory investigation. The biological area of addressed in these sessions was veterinary embryology and genotype phenotype analysis. These courses were based on Zebrafish, and for the embryology, the students followed the development of zebrafish for 48 hours from a fertilized egg through to the stages where organ and the structure of a fish are recognizable. For the genotype analysis, the students determined the genetic basis of the difference between the 2 cell lines, the 2 fish lines that we worked with. So these are live animals through the course. Science is a dynamic investigative process based on evidence. To increase student engagement, we introduced questions into the course. We introduced the question of environment. What's the influence of environment on the phenotype, on the appearance of fish? And here, taking a starting point in the hypothesis, the phenotypes can correlate with environmental factors and genetic factors. And so now we have a laboratory course stretching over 3 days, involving various laboratory tasks, raising questions, requiring theoretical understanding and interpretation. There's a lot going on in this course. You're not expected to be able to read all the drawings and plans that are here, but it's to show that we have lots of places in the course where students require support and require knowledge. And to help the students prepare for this and to guide them through these tasks, Peter Aleström and I set about preparing digital modules, digital resources that the student can use before, during and after the laboratory course. We didn't do this alone. We were very fortunate to have the financial support of the Olav Thun Foundation. We were doubly fortunate to have the technological support of the NMBU Learning Centre. With this support, we were able to create digital modules, background material, of instructional material to guide the students, and reference material. In 2015, we had these digital resources available for the students on the net, and that these were a chapter for the course, and this different digital resources that they added up to, well, they currently add up to 24 digital modules. So there are 12 instructional videos, there are 6 background video theory videos, there are 4 sets of quizzes, there's a picture archive, and there's animations. These are available on the net now if people want to have a look at the types of resources that are there. So that but these resources that they're on the net, so they require that the students have access to a computer when they do these things. And so in 2016, 2017, we organised these different modules into an app. This mobile phone-based access greatly increased the availability of the resources. The students always have their phone with them. It also made the student easier to navigate between the various modules in the context of the course, so they can find out where they are and what they should be doing at different times. For the app, you can, I just forgot to tell you to go back to, you can load down the app. Of course, it's available on App Store, and just type Zebrafish app into Google Play or App Store, and you can load down the apps. So it's available to go and have a look at it if you'd like. The app itself, we've used a sort of familiar Blackboard style to present the different parts of the app. The student can scroll through the whole timeline of the course, so they can find out where they are, if they're in for the first practical session or the second or the third. And in this timeline, the various digital modules are embedded. They're color-coded, green for laboratory tasks or directly related laboratory information on how to do the different tasks. There are the brown squares that are provide background or theoretical information for the student. There are also quizzes placed at different points during the course, so the student can test themselves on the knowledge they have, or get an indication of what's required for them to master at this stage of the course. This is an interactive platform, and then it's the students have to do something. They have to work to come through the course. Okay, how were these new resources received by the students? Did they make a difference? Were the students more engaged? These 3 laboratory sessions, they're part of a much larger course, so it's difficult to determine direct effect on academic performance. Our approach to the problem was to give the students a survey at the end of the course in 2015, when the digital modules were net-based, and again in 2017 when we'd moved across fully to the app. The course generally had a high acceptance by the students, 80% in 2015 and 88% in 2017 agreed or strongly agreed that the course met their expectations. These are motivated students. In 2015, that the course was available on the net, and so they received access to the videos before and after the course. But during the course, there was conventional handouts and PowerPoint presentations. This the students were more approved more of the video material, up around 80%, rather than the PowerPoint presentation, which only received a little bit over 60% approval. When we moved to the app platform in 2017, there was approval for this. Over 88% of the students approved or strongly approved or agreed that the visual presentations were useful. Here they only had access to the app. That was there weren't handouts or conventional PowerPoint presentations during the laboratory course. So this was well received by the students. How did the students use the digital resources? What did they do in 2017? When asked, 80% approved, agreed, or strongly agreed that the app was useful for performing laboratory tasks, having the information available while they were there. Over 90% agreed or strongly agreed that the app was useful for their theoretical understanding of the laboratory course. For the usefulness of the quizzes, only a little bit over 60% approved of the quizzes. The quizzes are interesting. When we looked at the quiz in 2015 and the quiz in 2017. The quiz in 2015 was the platform chosen then didn't work so well, and it received only a poor 35% approved of the quiz that was presented there. With a new platform and improved access in the app, the approval went up to a little bit over 60%, but it was not uncritical to this module within the platform that we had there. The message that came out of this is that students are not uncritical. The expectations are high in performance of digital solutions. They're used to things working and working well. Gone the wrong way. Okay, what has been our experience overall with the organisation of the e-learning resources into an app? The experience is that it was a significant improvement. Resources were all in one place. They were accessible for the student, and the student could use them when they wanted. They have their phones with them. It's accessible. This enabled a large multi-session laboratory course to be conducted with a high student-teacher ratio. There were only 2 teachers for this course. There's 70 students divided into 14 groups, but still the quality of teaching and the involvement of the students was high. One experience that I will emphasise is that technical support is important. It was, as I've mentioned, that we were fortunate to have support from the NMBU Learning Centre, but digital technology is advancing fast, expectations are high, and the technological support is important to have. Overall, our experience is that the use of an app to organise these resources moved us closer to having a flipped laboratory. The students were better prepared in that they worked more independently as groups. They were more self-driven. As a teacher, the questions you received or the discussions you had during these courses were more related to the biological questions of the course rather than what should be done next or where to find different pieces of equipment. So our general experience would be that student engagement was increased by the use and organisation of these e-learning resources. What's the future? The future is to keep revising the app. Technology moves forward, courses change. It's important to have a relevant and up-to-date digital presentation. So it's to keep moving, keep getting better. That's the goal. I'd like to finish by acknowledging the support that we had in the vet faculty from the technical support. Also, I've mentioned the Learning Centre and their major contribution to getting this technology to work. And I'll finish by again acknowledging the Aleström Foundation. Thank you.